right, hello and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are playing Alien tonight. We are starting up a new little area after we finally left that relay station from hell. And we'll see where we go. We're still doing our Colonial Marines. Right now, Matt and Jeremy have a death pact. They want to kill the entire party, and they don't like the Alien game. They specifically said to everyone on Zoom before we started,
I heard it.
we hate Alien.
Yeah, what else is new?
Especially this
people.
Alien. Yeah,
Easy.
Especially this one.
Yeah,
Wow.
especially this one. So we'll see. There you go, Adam. Thank you very much. All right, so let's just dive into character introductions and stuff so we can get started, because we're going to do something a little different tonight, which is probably going to make Matt and Jeremy just hate this game even more. We're going to do something a little different that I had been kind of musing on for a little while now. But we'll start with Melissa. Melissa, who are you? And I'm actually curious, you might want to open your character sheets. Who are your buddy and rival stuff? I'm going to tap back into that because we haven't touched on that in a long time.
Those are blank on my character sheet, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, you can fill them in now based upon experience over the past couple missions. But who is Master Sergeant Barrett? Who does she like and who does she just despise in this group? And it's okay if you want to make your buddy and rivals because of the people. So, like, if you don't like somebody as a player, you can make them a rival. Yeah.
Am I required to specify which reason, if it's player or person?
Thank you,
We'll
Garblag Matt. Will not save your arms, though.
What? No, I thought that would do it.
you get the arms. You actually get the arms, so you're all good. All right. Go ahead, Melissa. Who are you?
So as mentioned, I am Master Sergeant Margot Barrett. She runs and hides when stress gets high. She doesn't like being asked for opinions about right versus left. So I think everyone has established that these are independent decisions that can be made moving forward. I feel like Claymore has to be the buddy because, I am, mama bear to baby bear there. So I feel like that buddy relationship is kind of there and appropriate. In terms of rival, that's a good question.
Say, you know who it is. Come on, you know who it is. Say it.
Who is it?
You talk about them all the time. You just bitch and moan about them every time we get off the stream. I have to, for like 2 hours, just hear you bitch and moan.
Well, see, now I know you're lying because there isn't anybody that fits that description. So that doesn't really make
I did it.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
Think about it. We'll
I
cycle
would
back.
be a good person in charge if I felt like there was a rival and I couldn't handle anybody else. That's my cop-out answer because my character sheet is
What?
for that section. So
Time out. I know what you do for a living, and I know that you've had some people underneath that worked for you that you couldn't stand. So that's a bunch of BS right there. Just saying.
You don't say it publicly though.
Okay.
On stream.
You're not telling the... right. Gosh, you're ruining it. Chuck, save me. Who are you? Who are you playing? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm Chuck. I'm playing Staff Sergeant Eric Koenig, our sniper. And I do have those fields filled out. My buddy, Spuds, is my forward observer pal, running into danger together. And my rival, probably to everyone's surprise, it's my ex-wife and that damn kid.
Makes perfect sense. Karen,
There we go.
I believe her name was Karen Koenig. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's moving along. See how easy that was. See how easy that was. It's honesty. He hates his ex-wife. It's perfect. Wouldn't it be great if we find out that he was never married and this was all just like some weird kind of
That would be fantastic.
scheme?
Oh man.
He's really just a very
Or he's
lonely
just broken.
man. He's just a
That's all it
broken,
is.
lonely
Just
man.
head trauma.
Oh no.
I'm not even
Oh, dear.
I'm not even a Marine really, like,
We just found you somewhere.
right?
Yeah.
Like I found some dude's uniform, I put it on, and
You're a good enough shot.
No one
Radio
checked.
so
No one
delusion.
checked.
You
Yeah.
can kind of shoot. You can kind of shoot. Thank you, to old Twitch. That's a. I don't. What do we do with those again, Melissa? I think that's a stress heal. So we can do stress heals later. I think that's what we did.
Oh.
Okay. You don't have to do that now because all of you should be free on stress because we did it. But we'll save it for later. Let's keep
It
going, Jen.
started.
Hey everybody! Tonight I will be
Nice.
playing Zoe. Excuse me, Sergeant Zoe Ripper. See, gotta remember I'm a sergeant. My relationship status is complicated. Claymore is my buddy because he likes to go through and blow stuff up, and my rival is Barrett.
Wow. Did you hear that? Melissa, did you hear that?
She didn't hear anything.
She's
I was
not
paying
here.
attention to the moth that was
See?
flying right
Oh.
by my
Yeah,
head.
there's a
Okay, I
moth.
didn't actually. I have
Jen
a
just said
rival?
she hates you personally.
No, I don't.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
good to know.
tired of it.
Relationship status has been updated.
Just gonna go ahead and
Oh,
just drop this
wow.
in the chat. Melissa, she's
Wow. Guess I know
Okay.
who's dying.
Yep. Everybody, if Matt and Jeremy have their way. Wouldn't be the first time we blow up a ship in this campaign, so we'll see. Finally, bottom row. Not finally. Bottom row. Adam, who are you? Who are you playing? And who does Abbott like the best?
Well, I'm Adam. I'm Abbott. And Abbott absolutely above else over everyone thinks that Claymore is the bee's knees.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah. He's just absolutely
Chuck.
that's his buddy. He has really appreciated how he can inform some of those bonds like with combat, because normally it's against people and he can't do anything, but since it's against other synthetics, he's going to have those memories now. And so he doesn't have a rival, at least in his mind.
Nice. It's very nice. It's very positive. I like that. It's very friendly, supportive family atmosphere. It's very good. On the chum bucket. Okay. Next we've got old Matty Two Arms here. Matt, who are you playing? What do we know
Playing
about
Corporal
you? And,
Donald Spuds McKenzie and my
yeah.
best buddy's Koenig. And after their last operation, my rivals become Barrett, because I don't know. She likes to hide in the back and not really issue them commands, and I'm starting to question her as my commander. And
I feel
I
like there's
see.
a mutiny that's about to happen.
I think my old buddy Koenig might be up for the task of running this here squad.
Listen,
Yeah.
I could never publicly condone this, but I'll just leave it at this. Wink.
And the man who will stand in the way of that mutiny, we got Baby Bear himself. We got Claymore. Tell us about Claymore, Jeremy.
Yeah, playing Corporal Heckler W. Claymore. Clearly, his favorite person is Mama Bear, Master Sergeant Margot Barrett. Abbott annoys the hell out of him, but if he ever catches wind of a mutiny, he would gladly kill Spuds in a heartbeat.
What?
I would be okay with this. I would be okay with this kind of PvP. It'd be great.
Mutual
You first there,
destruction
Claymore.
ensues.
I know. Honestly, Claymore
Ah,
likes
man.
everybody except for Abbott.
Of course, yeah.
But,
But
now
Abbott
you're
likes
best
him.
friends forever. So
But I would like to bring up
Yeah.
that clearly the storyteller is showing unfair bias, because when he said Abbott, a stupid synthetic, didn't have any rivals, that was kind and sweet, but then he gave Mama Bear grief over it, and that's bullshit.
Mhm. That's true. That's fair.
Yeah. I mean,
That's fair.
maybe he favors artificial people.
don't
I do.
argue with mother.
Mm.
Okay. There's a lot of tension in the air right now, I feel like. So let's dive into a summary and then start playing and see where it goes. So we are, you all are the Hammerheads. You are a Spec Ops Marine crew. You've been working together for some time. You have been sent off on a series of missions that revolve around kind of two things. One is a missing military frigate called the USS Asteria, and then the larger theme is these renegade synthetics, this faction of synths that have become self-aware. Self-aware is not the right term, but they have become independent of their programming or independent of their shackles to humanity. And we saw that on the Hyperdyne Corporation moon, where we started this chapter, and we saw it a little bit more, but in kind of a more deranged fashion on a relay station. You have most recently left the safety of the network, the 20 parsec limit, and you are following these deep space signals and you have arrived at an unmapped, or at least no maps that you have, an unmapped system where some of these messages were being sent. You still haven't found the Asteria. You know that that relay station was relaying messages from this system to network and then from network back to the system. You have a couple different ships, names of ships that have been missing here and there in addition to the Asteria. You also have a couple names and locations back in network that they might have been communicating with that might become important later on. But that's kind of the general gist of where we've been at. We ended last session with the chum bucket coming out of hyperlight travel, all of you waking up from your, with the exception of Abbott, of course, waking up from your cryo sleep, moving about the ship, getting your feet underneath you, and doing a basic scan of the system, trying to kind of get your wherewithals of this system that, according to like the data in the files, is referred vaguely as like null 256, which is either just like a placeholder or it's the actual name that the synths are using for it. And as we were leaving last session, you all picked up a signal coming from a nearby kind of dwarf planet. So I'm going to pull everybody over to a little map, and I'm going to put us on this thing right here. And so we can kind of see where we're at for a second. So everyone see like a little solar system map? Okay. Those of you on screen, I think those of you in stream can see this too. So we're going to do, it's sort of like a little sandbox adventure in this little solar system where you don't necessarily know what's going on here. All you know, there is a solar system and messages have been getting sent here. So what we'll basically do, there's like a vague hex. There's not really good rules for in-system travel, so we're just going to treat it as like a shift to get from like 2 points, between 2 points essentially. But you all are this beautiful little shark in the upper right. That's your ship, and you can kind of get just from basic sensor data an idea of just how many basic planets there are in the system, that kind of stuff that you can glean. As we were leaving, you heard, or you kind of picked up, the only thing you picked up as you did like a brief scan of the system was some kind of very faint, almost kind of cloaked signal coming from up to the top of the screen. This is all very abstract, by the way. It's an abstract system, so it's not perfect measurements or anything like that, or perfect proportions. But there was one signal coming from up here. And again, your job is to look for the Asteria, continue to investigate the spread and the intentions of this sort of synthetic uprising, kind of go from there. So I'll leave it to you all. What do you want to do?
Well, noises are coming from that direction. Might as well go see what's making them.
We are here to investigate what we can find.
Let's go kick that pilot in the rear and have him get to flying.
So all of you can go ahead and reset your stress if you haven't already done so. Bring it all the way back, so you're good to go. I will go ahead and assume that anybody who's taken damage, enough time has passed that where you could have healed one way or the other. So you can go ahead and heal anything up. No one had any lingering injuries, I don't think. So pull yourselves back to full health, zero stress, and kind of resetting here. Also remember that you guys left this station having taken one of everything. So you've got some stuff on your ship as well. So you've got the crates of goo, you've got that neomorph that has been locked within a med pod that's constantly auto-healing it. You have some logs and stuff here and there of different ships that had passed through the relay station. So, yeah. Would anybody be doing anything in terms of it's going to be like a 10-hour shift? Moving between points is effectively going to be a shift. So it's like 10 hours. So if there's anything you all are looking to do in that interim, you can say it. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of move between it. But if there's something in particular that you're looking to do, always just interrupt me.
Yeah, I'll be pulling a new sniper rifle out of the armory, getting it polished up and zeroed in.
Okay. That's
Name
fair.
it whatever. I don't remember what I named my first rifle. We're gonna name this one Audrey too.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So if there's no one else with business, you all set course. You start traveling to this signal. You start arriving. You get the hours go by. You do whatever you normally would. Maintenance here or there, prep work, working out, eating, sleeping, whatever it might be. But eventually, when you get to this kind of icy small planet, a large distance away from like the sun of this system, a couple things. First, you notice that there seems to be some kind. There's like kind of two things you seem to be picking up in orbit around this particular planet. One of it's one of it seems to be around one of the polar regions, or the kind of the northern polar region. There's something there that seems to be the what's emanating this signal. But as you pull in, you also kind of notice from some of your basic scans that probably Ripper's doing, or that Lewis Forrester, your pilot, might be running on the bridge. You also notice that there's debris that seems to be in orbit around this very small planet, and that is kind of the two things that pop out at you. Like,
Are they,
just look. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, are
No,
the
go
cargo containers? So they are. We're shooting them fuckers down right now.
No, you can't. You don't really know. All you know is like it's debris. It doesn't look like this planet has any kind of ring or anything like that. But it's just there's certainly a fairly significant amount of debris, and you're getting kind of peculiar like radiation signals kind of popping up on your instruments as you get close.
Well,
Any sense of what that debris is? Like, is it something that we could try to gather as we're going, or?
Okay.
Yeah, can I Comtech dig into it a little bit more
Yeah.
in the systems?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a Comtech. Okay.
It's gonna be a good night.
I don't know. In Chuck's game last week on Wednesday, my very first two rolls were just fantastic, and I didn't roll over like a 7 after that for the rest of the night. Good times. Okay, so with 3 successes, as you're kind of hitting the systems, going through the sensor data, et cetera, you notice that whatever it seems to be, it seems to be a composition of like metals and other materials of unclear origin, like meaning you're not sure of its composition. It doesn't seem to align with any kind of known construction material of modern day industry. You get the sense that this is likely kind of either like a former satellite or a ship of some kind. It doesn't appear to be kind of naturally occurring. It's not just some random collection of rocks. From your scans, you're able to kind of make out irregular shapes, but some of those shapes like have very flat surfaces, perfect curves, perfect angles that you think wouldn't have just naturally happened from just from some random stray material like getting caught within the orbit of this planet.
Can we sense if there's any like power coming from it, or is the radiation coming from that?
You don't get any sense of power. There's no power coming from it, but it does seem like whatever the materials are, they're giving off some peculiar radiation signals.
Might want to just steer clear of that. There's some radiation coming off it. I wouldn't be opposed to just blowing it up.
I'm not going to argue with that.
You said the composition is unique, though, right? Something that we have not seen before.
Something that your computer, you don't have full access to the network, but like it's something that Mother, with like kind of the onboard their onboard hard drives or whatever, there's nothing that it's matching within your accessible databases right now.
It's definitely made, but not man-made, if you know what I mean.
I see. Do we not have capability of storing things safely that have some radiation to them? any sort of storage devices that would
You could certainly try.
manage such.
Yeah, you're not sure if if the radiation that's coming off of it is necessarily harmful or not. It's just kind of it's just more kind of strange, abnormal. If you wanted to get samples, that does require, you know, Chuck and Matt going out there and getting their stomach ripped out and their arms ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
don't
can
have
go
like a
for it.
giant bulldoze scoop that you can kind of put in like a garbage truck. But you
I
could do
mean,
that.
It's like a little arcade game. You stick a claw out and you see if you can grab it and pull it back in.
Wouldn't that be great? You guys don't have that upgrade.
It's heartbreaking. Listen, if we want to get close to it, I mean, yeah, we can go out and put eyes on it and see if we can tow something back in. But I ain't too keen on getting cooked alive in my suit out there from some radioactive piece of crap.
If you would like, I could go.
That's not a terrible idea.
Believe me, I'd rather not. I'm not stupid, but in this case, it would be the least amount of risk.
I second that. Send him out there.
Or we
Yeah.
could just blow it up.
Given how far out we are, the more that we can bring back, the more beneficial that will be for our
Well,
pay.
how much more do we
and
need? We got
any other
one of
developments.
everything.
You know how them brass are. If we got one of everything, soon they'll want two of everything.
We have
Just
one of
wait for
everything,
them to
but
breed. They'll get
0 of
plenty.
this.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we're going out, we'll let Abbott go out, get up close to it, inspect it. And I'll tag out along with him and hang back. That way, in case if he gets into a pickle, I can provide fire support.
Okay. So Koenig and Abbott, you head out. Do a little spacewalk. Go ahead and roll mobility tests just to kind of get out, and get it back in.
Two.
As long as both of you succeed.
Good name.
If not,
There we go.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, both of you are able. I mean, like, there's no risk. This is pretty simple stuff. When the two of you get out there and you kind of lay actual eyes on it, and you're not just looking at it through sensors, like, you see, you know, that it has like the actual like composition of it. Like, looking at it, you can tell that this looks of construction. Like, you can see patterns that suggest in like connective areas, like welded parts and stuff like that. Then it makes it clear that you think this is some kind of constructed but now destroyed piece of equipment. And it's also, there's a significant amount of debris. So whatever this was, it was a fairly large structure. It could have been the size of your ship, maybe a little bit bigger. But you start sifting through it, and you're trying to find some decently sized like samples that you can pull from. Probably takes a good 2 hours to kind of go through all of this, but eventually you're able to bring them back to the ship without issue.
I wonder if perhaps this radiation signature is from when it was blown up.
Could be if they hit it with a nuke, something along them lines, some kind of energy weapon. I could see it leaving something like that.
Get it packaged up and let's get to that North Polar area.
Let's just duct tape it to the hole so it doesn't get us. We'll be good to go.
Okay. So you start heading kind of shift. So you go ahead and find space within your limited cargo area to sort of pack that up, put it within any kind of protective crates that you might have.
So
And
we're
then
just
you-
gonna put the radiation right next to all this weird alien stuff. Awesome.
And you can separate it if you feel like that is the most secure plan.
No, Heckler's not gonna argue with you at all, but Jeremy feels incredibly paranoid.
We could put it on the outside, as Koenig suggested.
Bolt it on there, or I don't know. I mean, as long as we're not breaking planet in this thing, it should be okay.
That's fine. That's your recommendation. Make everyone
Okay.
feel better.
It would. Plus, it'll keep us all from glowing at night.
Imagining like Firefly where they just stick all of the stuff on the outside of the ship.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this the stuff you grab isn't particularly large, but you could put it in some kind of shielded, protective crate, separate it from the alien stuff. Do whatever you can. You're not a towing vehicle. You're a fancy stealth warship. So it's up to you guys.
Would that break
but
the
if-
stealth if we have something on our outer hull?
It certainly wouldn't help it.
Well, then there's that consideration, I suppose. What's worse, not being stealthy anymore or having things next to each other?
Yeah.
Guess we separate it inside.
Okay.
I mean, how many chunks do we need?
Just one.
Well, then do we need that other piece? Just let it float away.
This is the piece we're bringing in.
Ah,
Yeah, we
Lord.
have one piece we're bringing in. To the pole we go.
Okay. So you kind of resituate the ship. Takes a little time to get a move into a proper orbit. But as you get up there, you notice. I'll roll over your previous context since you did so well. You pick up a ship in the region, Ripper. You see it's kind of using the kind of the polar area as a way to dampen some of its kind of signals. If anyone here have like what's it called? I know we're not pilots here, but does anybody have piloting and wants to roll a piloting test?
I've rolled piloting before.
Just for identification. Just for identification is basically what you're doing.
I'll roll it just for the hell of it, but I don't
Yeah,
have
roll it. Okay. All right, so
Yeah, but got it.
Abbott, you recognize this ship as a CM-90S Corvus. It's a G-class commercial deep space salvage vessel. You can tell just by looking at it that the sort of the serial register, like when you do like kind of a ping back and try to do identifying ships, has been muddled in some way, which is not uncommon for kind of pirated vessels. Yeah, you can see it. It seems to be in good condition in the sense that it's not just a big pile of rubble, but it does seem to have taken damage recently, or at least it has damage. But it's just kind of sitting there floating in the northern polar area. You're not sure if
one
they've
we're looking
for. I relay
noticed you
that to-
guys.
I relay that to everyone.
So we think
Is it
this is
op-
the signal that we were chasing?
What do you mean, the Asteria? It is not the Asteria for sure. This is a commercial this is a commercial vehicle. This isn't a military vessel.
Right. But we there was a signal that was near the northern pole region, so this is the signal that we were.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Is it operational? Like, is it on? Like,
It does
we
appear to
picking
be
up-
operational.
Okay.
You are picking. Yeah, you are definitely picking up. Like it's under power.
Give them a hail and ask them what the hell they're doing.
Okay, so Koenig, you get on the comms.
Yeah.
And you hail them. What do you say exactly?
Hey there, commercial vessel. This is Staff Sergeant Koenig of the USMC Chum Bucket. Close enough. The hell are you doing out here?
Okay. There's a bit of a delay. But eventually you do get a response. You hear a woman's voice come on the comm. And she's like, Roger that, Chum Bucket? The kind of
You?
little skepticism with the name. This is the Chiron. We are on proprietary deep salvage, currently effecting repairs. What are you doing out here?
We're the Marines, so we go wherever the hell we want. Barrett, you gotta help me out. What should I say here?
It's classified.
Yeah. What Abbott said.
Well, but that is we are on a classified mission. By any chance, do you have anyone on board by the name of Karen?
Negative there, Chum Bucket. No Karens on board.
Good. Then we can continue to talk peaceful like.
Have they seen the Asteria?
Have any chance you've seen another military vessel floating around here by the name of the Asteria?
Copy that. They're the one who put the giant hole in our starboard.
Well, that's an exciting turn of events. Well, shit. You know where they're at now?
Last we saw them, they were chasing after us, chasing us out of a nearby asteroid belt, and we gave them the slip, and we have been hiding out here until we can fix up our reactor.
Very good. Did you have any open communications with the Asteria?
No, sir. No.
I just
no
came out of the blue and
communications.
started attacking.
Yes, sir. Do you have any like what do we have here? It's not observation. Would it be observation? I think it's observation.
I got
Roll
a
a-
point in observation.
Manipulation, I guess. Roll a manipulation test or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, it's one of those like insight type tests.
I got a success.
Yeah.
Okay. She is being super cagey and she's not telling you everything.
I'll mute my mic for a second, relay that information. She's squirrely as shit, nuttier than their shit as well. So what do you want to do, Barrett?
Seems like we'd get a better read on her if we could have a face-to-face chat.
I would think.
You gonna invite her over for tea or something?
No, we don't invite people over for tea. We invite ourselves over for tea. I'll get back on the mic. Hey there. Well, that sucks ass that you got hit by that ship, and we aim to make it right by you. I'll tell you what, we got a pretty good repair team. We're going to come aboard and help you patch things up and get you back on your way. That way you can safely continue what you were doing.
Do we have a choice in this there, Chum Bucket?
No, that's just a friendly voice I'm putting on to make you feel a little bit better about the fact that we're coming over.
Copy that. Kind of had that feeling.
Yeah, well, listen. We'll help you patch things up, get a little bit of information, and then we'll be on our way, and hopefully you'll be in a better state to get on your way and get back to making some money.
Copy that. Doors open for you.
All right, chum bucket out.
You hear as like she's hanging up her phone. She's like, "What the fuck kind of name is Chum Bucket?" Click. She's speaking to somebody. Okay.
A real sweet talker there. That was good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't like her tone, Koenig.
Yeah, I agree with you. She's being fishy about something.
Did she
We'll
remind you
find
of
out.
somebody?
Well, I didn't hear the sound of poison dripping off fangs or hellfire in the background, so not quite, but like maybe a distant cousin or something like that.
Right then.
Anyway, let's make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Okay, is everybody going? Just not a trick question. I just want to
Always
know.
a trick question.
It's not a
Do
trick
we have
question.
any mechanics that are still alive?
Yeah.
We have two of them.
Yeah, you've got two really good mechanics.
Heavy machinery, yeah. I mean, if we're talking heavy machinery rolls, yeah.
Okay. I was just curious to see if we were bringing any NPCs with us.
Much to my chagrin, I have to admit, Abbott is very useful in these regards.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go.
Uh,
I appreciate
Well,
the
going?
kind
I'm
words,
going.
Claymore.
Hey,
Okay.
let's all go. We don't want to miss out on
The whole
anything
gang.
entertaining.
Yeah, we can all
Huh?
die together.
The gang invades a spaceship.
It's
It'll be
almost
great.
like we had this all planned out or something.
All right.
So, weapons blazing. How are we going in there? Is this a trap?
All this, Barrett, this is your call, but my vote would be weapons ready to blaze, and who knows, maybe they aren't dumb enough to pull a trap on us.
I mean, weapons at the ready. We are going into their territory, so we need to be as
It's
prepared
true.
as possible.
And for what it's worth, I know I'm very paranoid about this. I have been for good reason because I don't trust the damn toasters. But do remember, they're able to put the little, like, the replacement ones. And wouldn't it be really handy if they handicap the ship and then they put a couple of people in here, but they didn't destroy it, so they can go back and they get more of this stupid coasters integrated into a big corporation? Right?
Holy shit, that's a good idea. Can we like scan for life signs or some shit? See if there's actually anyone over there.
I
don't
mean,
think
anybody
there's a life science
questioning
scan.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. This ain't
I don't
Star
think there is
Trek.
an alien. Yeah, I don't think so. An alien.
maybe questioning our ship's name makes me less concerned, but
Mr. Sergeant Marco Barrett,
Yes, Abbott.
should I be openly an artificial person, or should I try to emulate being a non-artificial person?
I don't think we know anything about the ship to play our cards close to our vest.
So you wish for me to try and allay any possible situations that could arise from the uneducated seeing a scent?
Just to be on the safe side. Generally, I don't want you to try to hide who you are, but in this situation, let's just be cautious.
We could get some ketchup packets from the mess hall.
I
Stash them in your clothes.
appreciate you wanting me to allow me to be myself. However, I have no emotional attachment to being myself, so it is no problem for me.
just
Good
waiting for you to
question.
plug in your upgrade and let's see what this is going to be.
Will you do put on some sort of fake mustache or something?
Oh, I like that.
Which
Get
one?
you some
Can we do
taters
that?
on forks. That'll
Can
be
we do
great.
that one?
Did anyone else have any questions before we depart?
No.
Do I have to go?
Yes.
All right. I feel like I've done this before where I had the common sense not to, but all right, I'll go.
Listen, if there's going to be any gut punching going on this mission, I want there to be enough to go around and not just hog it all to myself.
Oh, don't worry.
We've come this
I guarded
far.
you.
What's another travel to another little ship?
Yeah.
This far out.
It's actually a fairly big ship. It's bigger than yours, but it doesn't have any weaponry that you could tell. It's like it's a big old commercial towing freighter, kind of salvage and stuff. All right, so you all suit up. Billicle goes out, connect, make your way across. No issues. You pop through the other ships under atmosphere, and as you kind of get through the airlock, there are two figures waiting for you on the other side. One of whom you recognize. You recognize it as a Weyland-Yutani Walter model synthetic, who is kind of standing slightly behind a kind of a middle-aged woman, kind of wiry with kind of like white blonde hair. It's kind of short cut and everything, and you can see she's kind of covered in grime here and there, like she's been working a bunch. It's very cold in here, as you kind of. I'm assuming if you all take your suits off, or at least take the helms off at a certain point, it's very, very cold in here. Like the environmentals aren't quite kicking appropriately. But as you look at her, you can see that she's got very clearly a fairly large weapon right on her side. She doesn't have it drawn, but it's right there in a holster. And she kind of looks up. She's got this grin on her face where like she's sort of forcing it. And she says, welcome to the Chiron. Which one of you's the engineer? It's going to help get my ship running.
There he
Hey,
is.
big fella. Okay. Hey, Luther. She calls like down a hall, and you hear some footsteps coming, and that kind of from a blindside area. Fairly tall African American man, kind of looks like Danny Glover. He got like a dark mustache and like a salt and pepper beard going on. You can see he's just kind of wiping his hands of grease. He's got what looks like a couple extra coats on, and she's just like, take this one down to reactor, see if he can lend a hand.
This one here is pretty good too. He got hit in the head a while back. He's not quite right, but he's handy.
How you doing?
you can see she kind of chuckles a little bit, like she exchanged a look with the Walter model, and the Walter model just kind of cocks his head in a strange way at you. And then she's like, all right, Luther, why don't you take both of them down to the reactor and see what they can do. I'll go ahead and give the rest of them the $10 tour.
Appreciate it, Luther. We're gonna try not to ruin your day.
I'd appreciate that. So it's all like kind of tense, kind of like they don't really, you can tell they don't want you here, but like you've got guns, you're Marines, they're not gonna say no. But you also get the sense that like, they definitely don't want you here. But
we try to make small talk with her as we're walking.
Absolutely.
Just about like, ship's course. So funny to find ourselves both so far outside the 20 parsec limit. We'll just see.
Yeah, she's all she says is, "Yeah, ain't that funny? Ain't that funny?"
Command her to like you. Command her to be nice. I command you.
Got any systems damage around here?
Well, it's environmental controls, a little bit shady.
I could help adjust that. It is a bit cold in here.
Okay. Wally here can go ahead and take you to them. No problem. And he wanders up and says, if you would come this way, miss, I will show you to environmental controls.
Thanks, Wally.
And so he leads Ripper away. And so now it's Barrett and Koenig and Spuds that's with this woman. Who's just kind of slowly meandering through, passing by like closed doors, not opening them, and she's like, "Yeah." And this here's the mess hall, and over that way is the bunks, and you see one ship, you've seen 100. So what are you all doing out here, huh?
Oh, I think I told you over the radio that that's classified. Now I got a question for you, a very specific question that might sound a little bit odd, but it's absolutely fine. I need you to answer me honestly here. What would you say if I told you that Mother's a dumbass who doesn't know anything, let alone what's best?
Well, it's a computer, so that's kind of a strange complaint. It's a very good computer with high processing power and the ability to kind of operate, FTL drive calculations and such. So that's kind of a dumb thing to say. But if you want to say it, you know what? It's a free ship, country, space, whatever you want to call the damn thing. I don't care.
That's what I've got. Thank you for answering that.
Can I roll another manipulation now that we're face to face with her and see? Like, did we just completely go against her religion and core belief?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I got 1 success.
Yeah, you don't. The only thing I would say is like she was just sort of like that. That's weird. But no, you didn't get anything like she's secretly harboring hatred over what he said or anything like that.
Good test.
How many crew you got left on this thing?
Well, me and Wally and Luther, and then we got 3 that are in cryo now. We have a limited amount of food, so none of them are particularly good at what needs fixing. So we'll rotate at some point. How many crew do you got? Kind of like just stares back at you at that point.
Us you see here and a handful more back on the ship.
Oh, it's a handful, huh? Okay. Now, you're not out here. You asked about that military ship. That didn't happen to be the reason you're out here, is it?
Usually when a Marine says some shit's classified, people don't poke too hard at it. But I'll just say that I do appreciate you pointing us in the direction of it.
Well, no problem. Happy to do my service.
So, what are you out here picking up?
Oh, groceries and things.
Okay.
Yeah.
fairly uncommon for someone to just shoot at you because you were picking up groceries.
Well,
They
that's
organic.
true. Well, you know, it is what it is. So how much longer you think those repairs, you know, your crew good enough to get them fixed and stuff? Like, kind of would like to get on out of here.
You've been already sitting here for a while?
Yeah, better part of 2 weeks at this point. We've been sitting around.
You don't seem
Yeah.
very grateful, you know, for help coming out here and finding you in the middle of nowhere, ma'am. Permission to speak freely and all.
No, you don't gotta ask my permission. But yeah. Well, last time we ran into one of you, you know, what do they call the USCMC, whatever the damn acronym is, they put a missile in our starboard. So pardon me if I'm just playing a little cautious is all.
Still haven't really provided a very good explanation as to why that is.
You know, sometimes you folk get a little ornery and trigger happy, you know?
I think perhaps
Ain't
it
that
might
the
be a good
truth?
idea for us to do a better sweep of your ship before we actually repair you, because there's a pretty good reason for a little missile coming your way. Then might not be a good idea. to set you
I
back
don't
on
think
plan.
that's really necessary. I think, I mean, it wasn't a boarding party or anything like that. So, yeah. Appreciate the concern. I decline.
She declines. That's
I don't think it was a question there, ma'am.
Yeah, and
that's
Barrett's
the way
gonna
to put it.
just sort of send kind of a little nod to everyone else in the group that kind of with that comment of like that wasn't really a question, like sending the signal that we are Marines and we handle things a different way when we don't think something was a question and someone else thinks it was voluntary.
What's that? I looking at Barrett, start reaching for my rifle. Like, is this what you're getting at? Is this what we're doing?
Snap.
Is it go time? It's escalated quicker than what I was hoping.
Okay. So you guys pull
far
guns
have
on
we-
her?
No,
How
no.
far have we
I'm
managed?
not. No. No.
Just giving the signals that everyone might want to be at the ready. How far into the ship have we made it? Like,
So-
to see anything?
You guys are all savvy enough. She has literally walked you in a circle around like one section of the area and passed by just like really benign places, mess hall, you know, kind of barracks, looks like some kind of small little kind of utility ladder area where there's some wires and pipes running. Kind of does a little flyby of the bridge and the mother room, but that's about it. She doesn't really take you anywhere else. Just kind of keeps just rotating around.
Barrett's just gonna stop. Be like, look, cut the shit. You're walking us in circles. This is ridiculous. If you want us to get you back on the road again, so to speak, we need to make sure that we are not sending something incredibly dangerous back out there. So this little tour of, you know, the lobby that you've been taking us on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we're a salvage crew. We don't really do the whole dangerous thing, you know? We just, I don't know.
Oh,
what
son
you're
of a
talking
bitch. I just
about.
want to shoot her. At this
When we
point.
scanned the ship, did we get a write down like this is a UA ship that's registered to UA space and
It
everything?
was
You-
muddled. Like we
there
couldn't
was-
really
there was-
clear.
It was very
was a
clear. Yeah. Well, no, it was very clear that the ship's like serial signature was just sort of like forged or it's like it's one of those things like you have no idea who this is, what flag
I'm
this is
gonna
flying
kind
under.
of like pull Koenig aside. You think these here them are UPP possibly?
Good. I was so damn worried about sense. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah,
If that's the case, we might be in a little heat though, because they can fight.
well, we can take out them here space commies, no problem.
Like punching space commies. Well, Barrett, I got an idea. Why don't we go check in on Ripper? See how she's coming along with that tech repair crap.
Okay.
Did we
Damn.
see the direction that they went to just sort
They
of
went down a
break
level.
off of this tour and go
It's-
off
they-
ourselves?
They went down a level.
Why don't you there Captain. I didn't get your name. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Captain Dobell. You can call me Reva.
Reva, why don't you take us on down to where our Ripper went down to, where our tech went down to. We can check
Well,
and see how our...
Kind of tight quarters down there, you know, not really a lot of room for people.
It really wasn't a question here. It was a very nice way of saying you're going to take us down there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a command or manipulation, whatever you prefer.
I'm going to roll a command because I have a point in that.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a success.
Okay. No reason to get all fussy. It's fine. Okay, come on down. I tell you, for a crew of folk who's got all sorts of guns and explosives on you guys seem really, no offense, kind of sketchy and chicken shit. And she starts walking down the stairs.
Would you prefer that we punch you in the face? Is this the way that you would prefer this interaction to go?
I mean, I thought you Marines were like supposed to be big, tough ones, you know? But, yeah, hey,
Listen.
Whatever. Teach their own.
We're just trying to be nice in case you're actually innocent in all this shit.
As the three of them are going, can I kind of like break off and just kind of use stealth and just kind of like break away from the three of them going towards Ripper and just kind of start investigating the ship and looking and poking around?
Mobility on spuds. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Okay. You slip off, and she is none the wiser as she kind of is busy talking with Koenig and Barrett. Let's cut over to Claymore. Claymore and Abbott, you have been brought down into what looks like a fairly, it's the reactor area. It looks like there's been some trouble here and there. And Luther's been fairly quiet along the way. Hasn't really said much, kind of grumbles to himself every now and then. But he just says, I'll tell you, those, who would have thought they'd put weapons on spaceships, you know? Just kind of shakes his head and just sort of sad state of affairs. Anyway, if y'all wouldn't mind, go ahead and just, giving me a hand here and there. Much appreciated.
To help you here. But I have to say, putting guns on pretty much anything is awesome, because sometimes you can make the ship kind of go turn to the sideway and it's like pew pew and things go pew, pew. It's really awesome. I'm really sorry that it happened to your ship. Clearly I can see your face and you're feeling like you're too old for this shit, and I respect that. But just gonna get over here to the fixing things.
Yeah, you're a Marine, all right. Okay, well, appreciate that. But hey,
It
kind of
ain't
looks
his
over.
problem, though. He's,
looks over.
you could say he's born with it, huh?
Hey, I'm sorry. And she kind of shouts back over to Claymore, like, I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
My name's Claymore.
Claymore, does your synth always talk like that?
Just when he's being an asshole. And even when he's not an asshole.
Okay.
Well, it was a subroutine I picked up in order to try and ease tensions on anyone that would be uncomfortable by an artificial person. I see you have your own, but
Oh, Wally? Yeah, he's all right.
I can operate in this manner. Or I can we can talk like this and get along, eh?
Well, hey, whatever you pick your poison, I guess. Whatever you want. As long as you can fix the ship, I don't really care how you talk.
Oh, well, if you don't care, then I will go back to being my regular protocol.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Why don't both of you roll heavy machinery tests?
All right. Heavy machinery.
Wow, all of those dice, both of you.
It's amazing. Jesus, it's amazing. Okay, yeah. I mean, you get to work. You're You
What's
can.
funny is if they hadn't caught me, I could have actually pushed it because I would be hiding the fact that no, they caught me.
You can both kind of tell that he's a little disappointed with the quality of the assistance that you're giving. Like, you're constantly having to, like, you know, double check with each other or with him, or like asking, like, you know, handing him the wrong spanner or something like that. You just get the sense that he's a little bit disappointed, but you know, hey, you know your way around at least a little bit more than some of the other people on the crew. Okay.
I see that you've installed a cheater here for extra torque. That wasn't like it was originally set up, though. It's ingenious, but it is not the schematics that I was programmed with originally.
Yeah, well, you know, once you get out here, you kind of gotta do what you gotta do to make things work, you know? Factory designs aren't always born out of real world experience, you know?
Actually, I do not.
Well, I guess that
Really
makes
doesn't.
sense. Yeah. So yeah. So what are you all doing out here in the dark? Don't really run into so many ships out here, and we've run into two of your kind in, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that. Seems a little peculiar.
I mean, that's pretty fair. Honestly, ours is not to question why. It's just to do whatever the fuck the person who ranks higher than us tells us to do. Right now, I've been told to come down here and help fix your ship. And I'm really sorry that you got shot. But that wasn't us. And don't have any reason for us to be doing anything untoward. Promise.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. That's fine. We're just, hey, I'm just an old roughneck, you know, just trying to get home. That's all.
We're gonna help you out with that.
I would have to concur with Claymore. It is my prerogative to not say anything else because I cannot.
Hey, you know, we can just work. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Where do you originally hail from?
Well, you know, when we're not off on job, you know, got myself a little little place over on Thetis. Well, I had a place on Thetis until wife kicked me out and everything, but you know what that is.
I do. I hear about it every day.
He's like, wait, you hear about my wife kicking me out? That's
No,
didn't realize
forgive
that was
me.
galactic knowledge.
No, forgive me, sir. I hear about it every day from someone who has been through an experience that is similar.
Nah, okay.
Was her name Karen too?
No, it wasn't Karen. No, it was Abigail. That's what it was. Yep. Abby really hates it when I used to call her Abigail, but that's, you know, neither here nor there.
Hmm.
So
That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Abbott will continue to make and engage in small talk.
okay, do you have a
Abbott's
goal?
talking to somebody else, and I'll focus on work.
Okay, fair enough.
Do what?
Do you have a goal, Abbott, with the small talk?
No, he doesn't. But he just continues to do that because he's kind of cluing in that that's actually kind of what this guy wants. You know, and he may be fishing for information. Abbott feels like he is, but Abbott will continue to just keep things very, very on the small talk level.
Okay. Roll an empathy test. Do you have empathy? What do you got?
Oh,
Yeah.
I do.
I figured that was probably one of your stats because I know you did like the therapist thing. Yeah, just roll a pure empathy test to see. This is just to see how good of a friend, you know, how well you get on his good side.
Mm.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I would say you're probably not buddies, but you're getting along okay. And so by the end, you're cracking some jokes here and there, and he's like, "Yeah, you're way more talkative than Wally and everything like that. You know, it's got a lot more interesting things to say too. So that's good."
It was all because I was made to be that way.
Yeah. Fair
Wally
enough. Fair
does
enough.
what Wally was made to do, and very well, I would assume.
Yeah, he's he does a decent enough job. Yeah, it's fine.
We could have Sergeant Zoe Ripper take a look at him if he isn't.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. It's just, one of those outdated models, that's all. I don't know. I haven't known him very long.
I have encountered some rather obsolete models lately.
Oh, yeah?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, they're floating around here and there. Yeah. I don't
I'm gonna
no
like
offense, but I
take
don't usually
note of what he said with floating around here and there.
Yeah. And he just kind of says, like, no offense, I usually not really one to work with him too much, to be honest.
I hear
It
you.
is precisely why I decided to go with my original introduction to you. Forgive me, Claymore.
No, that's it. I understand the fact that he doesn't want to work with the synth.
Yeah.
Yes, not all of them are like myself, are they?
No, I mean, yeah, you're friendlier one than I ever met. That's for sure. Anyway, we got work to do. We should probably focus here before Captain tears me a new asshole. Anyway, let's go over to Ripper. Ripper, roll a comtech as you walk into here with Wally. Okay. You're all by yourself for probably a better part of like half an hour, 45 minutes before the rest of them show up. And Wally is very quiet, and it's just like standing, not saying a word, just watching everything you do with very, very careful eyes. Like, just you can never kind of do anything without him just sort of watching. Anytime you probably move or even try to get out of line of sight, he's following the whole time. You can tell like his, like, almost like he has been programmed just to watch everything you're doing.
Every time you move, your circuitry squeaks a little. Could you give me some space or something? Don't you got something to do? Some trash to pick up somewhere?
I am doing what I am supposed to be doing. I am observing you.
Well, I'm not doing any tricks right now. Am I at one console or two?
So you're not even in a console so much as you are in what like is a like this kind of utility area where there's like kind of an intersection between different floors, and you're kind of accessing some of the environmental kind of controls behind there. So it's more like you're kind of cluing in like your PDAT or some kind of handheld device into a variety of like systems.
Is there any way my right hand could be doing something different than my left hand?
Sure. What are
He
you
watches
thinking?
the right hand, and in the left hand, I'm actually looking for details on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
'Cause, that's not a very big crew for such a big ship.
Roll a mobility test, because this is just can you
Shoot.
move your hands in such a way as to not have him draw attention to the other hand?
Yeah, I'm ambidextrous.
Apparently
I got
you
this.
can. Okay. So what kind of information are you looking for?
More information on the ship's cargo, who's on the ship, because
Okay.
there was like 5 people. That's
Yeah.
insane.
So with 2 successes, two bits of information. One, the crew stuff checks out. That does check out. From what you can tell, there does appear to be power funneling to the cryo chamber, specifically enough that you would think would power three pods. So that's fairly accurate. And when you do get kind of a list, like a manifest of the people that have been assigned to this particular group, there are in fact a grand total of 6. One of those being Wally. Wally, however, is a late addition. So you can see that I guess the other crew kind of go back much further together. Like they've kind of been assigned to the crew manifest for this ship for a longer period of time. And Wally is more recently, not like within the past week or two, but within the last couple of months. So that's one thing you notice. And the other thing in terms of cargo, you get you from what you can tell, like it's been logged. There's there's 4 cargo bays in like kind of the bowels of the ship, and 2 of them appear to be filled with what's called miscellaneous archaeological finds.
I'm going to use my comm system just for, Barrett or anybody else to overhear that might be listening and, I don't know, walking off by themselves. Hey, did you hear the one about the writing on the wall?
The one what about the writing on the what wall?
Oh, Wally. Can you sweep that spot? Looks a little dirty.
That is not my assignment.
What is your assignment?
I am to observe you in everything you do.
Who assigned you to that? I didn't hear anybody assign you.
Captain Riva.
When'd she do that? She said you were
Before
supposed
your
to
arrival.
take me down here. Ah. So she knows who I am and she told you to watch me specifically?
I do not think she knows who you are personally. Just whoever is taken to environmental controls I was to go with.
That seems ironic. And what he doesn't know is the mic's open.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, fair enough. So everyone hears that.
Oh, Barrett, are you on your way?
And as you say that, you hear kind of footsteps, bootsteps from behind, and you look around, and there's Barrett and Koenig, and there's Captain Riva, but you do not see Spuds. Spuds seems to have slipped off.
And I'm gonna give her like the evil eye scowl because she told him to watch me. I don't like being watched.
She just gives you kind of like a little grin, like a little.
I'll wipe that grin off your face.
Hey, there's no reason for threats. We're all forced acquaintances here, you know.
They don't call me Ripper for nothing. And then I'm just gonna continue beep booping with my 2 hands, like
Okay. All
in
right.
big stride.
Let's cut over to Spuds. Spuds, you slipped away. Where is it you want to go?
What? Like, is this a common ship that we would?
Yeah, it's common.
Okay.
It's not the type of
So,
ship that you would get lost in.
even-
There might be smuggling compartments here or there, but
Yeah. So given the general knowledge of the layout, I would like to go to the where the others are in cryosleep. They said there's 3 in cryosleep, right?
okay. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you get over to cryosleep. You see that there are 6 total beds, and 3 of them are occupied.
I would like to look at the names on the displays, even the ones that are awake.
Sure.
Do they check? Do they match up with what we've been told? Luther and Riva.
Yeah.
Obviously, Walter won't have one, but
Right. Okay. So yeah, you. One sec. You check the ones that aren't empty, and you do see that they match up to Luther and to Riva. That's perfectly fine. You see one more has a Travis Wilner. Another one's got a Nolan Yanis, and then it looks like there's a Nelly. What the hell did I write here? A Nelly Markle. So those are the other 3 names that are listed as, and they're the ones that are currently under sleep.
would I be able to get further crew details here on some of the computers or no?
Comtech.
Okay. Comtech, baby.
Comtech.
Push it.
Hey.
Well, no, it rolled twice. The first one didn't get any success. I don't know why it rolled twice.
Okay, 2 successes.
No,
All
no
right.
successes. No successes.
Oh, no successes? I'm sorry.
No,
I missed
it double rolled.
It rolled 3
Just
times.
to be
total.
fair, yeah, the top one. I don't.
Okay, fair enough.
Damn.
So yeah, you'll get basic information. One of them seems to be a pilot. That's the Nelly one. One of them seems to be more of a what sounds like some kind of scientist, like anthropological such and such. And then there's
It's technical,
yeah.
such and such.
yeah, like there's like a long
Mucky
like
muck.
complex degrees, like list of degrees. And then the other one seems to be more of like a navigational kind of navigational and like astrophysicist type.
So basic knowledge, surface level. How long have they been asleep?
Looks like 10 days.
Did they all go to sleep at the same time?
It looks that they were kind of staggered over the course of 3 days.
Okay. Cool.
There's nothing here that suggests that they're demonstrably lying to you yet.
Well, okay. The names are checking out and things like that. I'm just trying to.
No.
See.
Yeah.
And these are roles that would be common on this kind of a ship.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, so that stands out. That's unusual.
No, you have an anthropologist with many degrees. You have an astrophysicist with many degrees that's being used as a navigational expert. The pilot makes sense. Roughneck like Luther makes sense. Captain, like the rest of that just doesn't really. No, for like just a basic deeps, like a salvage crew. Like no, it's mostly just a bunch of roughnecks. Like the fact that Luther is the only one that can really affect repairs is kind of bizarre in its own right. It pretty much, you would think a bunch of space truckers, all of them should be able to do stuff like this.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy, I want to kill them. You have no idea. You have no idea.
I give you NPCs to interact with, and all of a sudden you just want to kill it. You haven't had any NPCs but since the kill. So John gives them NPCs, now.
I mean, he gave you fair warning before the game what his intent was.
That's fair. That's fair. It's like, Jeff, can I find the self-destruct button?
So if we use comms, can the others, can people hear what's being said? Or is it like earpieces?
I assume it's
contact
earpieces.
Major. All right, so I'll contact Barrett then. I'm going to go back in the hallway. I'm going to leave the cryo room. I don't want to be found in there.
Okay.
Sarge, there's the folks here. I got some further details, and they got some pretty big-brained, egghead mucky-mucks on here. These ain't no roughnecks. Something's not right. Something's not checking out. You want me to keep poking around? Just say yes. I know you got company. Or no.
Yes, Riva. Question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
So how is it that you're when I'm kind of outfitting a group, I make sure that I've got folks around me that can do the jobs that are needed.
Yeah.
How is it that you have a salvage ship and you can't repair your own salvage ship? Isn't that kind of a minimum requirement for a salvage ship that's going to be out in space for a long time, that you can manage your own repairs?
You can see there's like a moment of hesitation, but then she quickly just kind of goes, well, we didn't really expect to get shot by some kind of military frigate out here, so next time though,
to
right?
Be prepared anytime you go out. You've got the requisite staff to. Is this like your first time or something? You new to this gig?
That's funny. No. I've been at this a long while.
Well, you kind of did a shit job of bringing a crew together if you can't, fix your own stuff.
Her cool demeanor is beginning to shed slightly as she kind of looks like she's got a little kind of a pissed off face at you kind of insulting her ability to put a crew together, but she's kind of grits it down. Well, appreciate the advice. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
What if there's not a next time? You guys have been out here for 2 weeks, dead in the water, so to speak, in the vastness of space.
Well, then our white knights just flew right in, right? The Space Marine Corps, whatever the hell you call yourselves. Yeah. Here to save the day.
How much food you got left?
Oh, we're managing, rationing. There's a reason why a couple of them are down. We'll be all right. Appreciate it, though. Unless you're offering.
Nah, I'm all out of crumpets.
All out of borscht. I want to go to the bridge next.
Okay.
But I'll say that you're priest if you're still broadcasting. They're all out of marsh, Ripper.
Okay.
No borscht either. So I've been told.
Borscht, huh? Never much had a taste for it. Spuds, you get over to the bridge. It is locked. You have locked the door to the bridge. How would you like to try to get inside?
I'll relay that over the comms to Sarge and out to everybody. I'm over at the bridge now and it seems locked. This is mighty fishy.
Can I use my left hand again?
How do I proceed, Sarge?
You want to try to unlock the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay, with your left hand. All right. It's gonna be
This is
another.
gonna be an arduous test.
Well, it's gonna be a mobility test first to do it without him noticing, and then it's gonna be a contact to successfully do it.
Oh no.
You start
Do you have
kind
any
of punching
bank
in,
rerolls?
and you hear. Yes, no, we don't. We don't do rerolls in Alien.
Oh,
Remember?
that's
We
right.
just do stress heals.
That's right.
But you suddenly hear Walter say, Miss
Wait, I thought his name was
Ripper.
Wally.
Yeah, Wally's what they
Short.
call him by, but he's Walter.
Okay,
This
I was
is-
like,
that's
oh,
his
did I
model.
get his name completely wrong?
But he says that is not a necessary task to complete what our current objective is.
I
Please
just
do
thought
not
it might be
access
cold
bridge
up there,
control.
too.
It is cold everywhere on the ship.
So we're all right here, right?
We outnumber them.
Walter, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, 2 questions. We'll start with the easy one. Are you all pirates?
Pirates? I
Yeah,
am
what-
a artificial life form.
No, the function of this ship out in space. Are you all pirates?
The function of this ship is to complete its task.
Would you define the task for me?
And he kind of looks over towards Captain Riva, who's right there as well. And she just kind of shakes her head no. And he's like, I cannot do that, sir. I apologize.
The attention's off me right now. So I've got 2 hands free.
You can certainly try, but don't forget that there's 2 people here that could potentially see you now. But
What
if you
are
want
they gonna
to,
do?
all right,
Murder them all.
then just do it. Yeah. And so you go ahead and freely do it. You just hear, why'd you have to go and do that? You're getting along just fine. There's no reason to. That's just kind of rude. That's like reading somebody's mail.
Oh, I'm very, very against reading someone's mail. But if there's something you're afraid we're going to find, that means you're a little bit dirty and you need to be cleaned.
As soon as I see the bridge doors open, I'm going in.
Okay,
Oh,
you
the
go
lock's
in.
off.
It's open to space, and you get sucked. No, you run. You don't have your helmet on, and you're dead.
Matt takes out a grenade, the whole ship explodes. Yes.
No, yeah, you're inside the bridge. It looks fine. There's nothing in here that seems off immediately, but you have access to all sorts of different consoles.
Do I need to roll Comtech?
What do you want to try to find out?
Everything.
All the
I want
things.
to find out what they're doing. What's their mission? What have they been doing the last? So those guys went to cryosleep 10 days ago and it's staggered. Let's go back the last 2 weeks. I want to go through their logs and
Just
just
go through navigational logs, stuff like that's really bad. All right. Okay, I'll say that because they didn't lock the systems out, they just locked the door. Yeah, you're able to do some of that. It looks like they've been about the system, as at least parts of it. It looks like they did kind of a drive-by of what looks like the 5th planet. Looks like they got as close as the 2nd planet, depending on the orbit and everything. And it looks like the most recently they were, other than where they're at now, they were over in one of those the asteroid fields, the one to the top of the map if you're looking at the map, and they seem to spend a significant period of time there before before apparently that's when they suffered some damage, and they got the hell out. And you will notice, by the way, that the like when you look at the logs, it is in fact the USS Asteria's serial number that they were encountering when they were in fact damaged. So that does seem to check out.
Okay. Incoming and outgoing communications.
Okay.
Log of those.
Nothing within the past about a month and a half. So certainly nothing within the last week and a half or so. There's the no
logs,
outgoing.
the company logs, if they're supposed to be working for a company, is there?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a ComTech roll for this one though.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You do in fact you do in fact have what appears to be some kind of communication with a high-ranking Weyland-Yutani executive, and there is a list of a series of coordinates that they're supposed to investigate, and one of those kind of corresponds to the second planet in this system.
Can I record those coordinates?
Absolutely.
There's no further information, just direct them there in these coordinates.
It says it says assess for archaeological finds, gather what you can, and log as soon as possible with Mother.
What about a manifest of what's in their cargo hold?
Okay, so yeah, the manifest, the only thing that has is it's like literally has that vague kind of various archaeological finds is what it says. Yeah, there's no like specific itemization. You do not have record that they ever like went down into the second planet or anything like that. Just that they were kind of very close to it, like as if they were getting ready to go into orbit, but they peeled out. And the same thing happened with the fifth planet. Like they got fairly close into the point where like they might have been able to do an approach orbit, but pulled out again.
Am I able to review their nav records to see where they originated? Like space-wise, like what sectors and such these guys originated from before heading out here?
Yeah, sure, that's easy enough. It looks as though they're actually originally out of Anchor Point.
So UA space.
Yeah, the ship seems to have come out of Anchor Point. Yeah, that's the last known docking of it, where it kind of fueled up.
Space commies, all right. They're not space commies for now. Not UTP space.
Space commies. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Do I disable the ship?
Activated.
Okay. No. I'm quiet right now. Where's Mother in relation to the bridge? Would it be a next to the bridge?
It's one up. It's one up.
Like a level up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get to Mother. I want to go to the cargo hold next.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. So you start heading down to the cargo hold. Let's kick back over to the sort of the reactor area. Abbott, Claymore, go ahead and roll some more heavy machinery tests. Oh dear, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are the best.
The rolls.
Jeremy, you are so cursed in this game.
Yeah.
So cursed in this game. Do you want to push?
No, I'm not stressing myself out for these assholes.
Yeah. It's taking a while. And again, you get the sense that Luther is just a little like kind of impatient. Like, I expected something better, but hey, no complaining.
And if nothing else, in the back of his mind, Claymore maybe just assumes the slower he goes, the more time Mama Bear has to do what she wants to do. So it's kind of the whole thing is like accidentally on purpose.
Okay.
Really slow.
Okay. Do either of you want to try to do anything down here, either in the reactor area or with Luther himself?
Well, now I remember there was one thing that was broadcasted over the comms, but I'm kind of remembering what was broadcasted and what wasn't. because I
Oh,
was
from
paying attention to their whole conversation, and I can't quite remember what Abbott would have heard and what he wouldn't have.
Spuds. What would you have put out over comms, like during your bridge and your cryo exploration?
If it's all like it's in their earpieces, I would have relayed my findings to them.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Abbott won't
and
do
then-
anything then.
Okay.
Sorry we're being so slow about all this. Real shame you don't have somebody else aboard a big fancy company ship like this. You'd think they'd hire somebody better than a meathead like us to come help you.
Yeah, I certainly said that a few times. Could have used a few more roughnecks for what we're doing. You don't send a deep space salvage crew out to deep space with just one engineer. Sure wish they would have sent more, but you know, you can. What do they say? You can't pick your family or something like that. Well,
It's something like you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
that's yeah.
It is ironic how these massive corporations would hire experts, and then when the experts give their opinions or their recommendations, they ignore them, all to save a few dollars.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't go so far as to say I was hired in the traditional sense, or one of them ultimatum types. So I don't think they much gave two shits about what I had to say.
Ah, so you were pressured into joining a union and paying dues.
Well, not so much that, but you know,
No, that
I
was
am
my
not
point.
here. Was it?
Yes.
I gotta tell you, Wally's not funny at all. So it's kind of weird.
Neither is he.
Well, he's trying. At least it's there's that. You know.
So now Abbott is trying to just, solidify a little bit more, because he's picking up that this guy is actually revealing a few things. So
Yeah,
Abbott's going to keep the small talk a little bit more, but see if he can actually find something out.
Yeah, roll manipulation test.
Probe just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh no.
you
All these
guys
dice.
are cursed tonight. I don't know what's going
Wow.
on with the two of you. Oh my god. Yeah, he just, all you really get from him is the sense that he's not here by choice. Like he kind of talks about that. It's this isn't the crew he would have picked for this, and I don't know, that kind of
And
thing.
then-
It's not the job he would have picked either.
Right. So after not getting any information by being subtle, Abbott will just ask him, so are you in need of assistance? Do you need us to take you away from here? Are you here against your will?
Well, yeah, I guess you can say that. If I don't do, kind of looks around. He's like, quickly like hits a button, kind of covers up his comms a bit. And he's like, yeah, well, if I don't do what they say, then they start issuing some warrants that I'd prefer them not to issue. And that's that, No, I mean, it ain't Reva, if that's your implication there. She's as much being pressured into this as we are, I guess when you poke the bear a little too often, you steal just a little tiny bit from them big fat corporate sons of bitches, they get kind of angry. And then they send you out here in the middle of nowhere to, I don't know what the hell we're doing out here, really. I don't know.
Well, that makes two of us. I don't know what the hell you're doing out here either.
Just going to, they got a list of places, and we're just going and digging through the dirt and everything, and taking some readings and that kind of stuff. we didn't really do much here before we got shot at, There's some interesting things over on that water planet, I'll tell you. They didn't tell us that there were people here. This place wasn't supposed to be inhabited.
The hell?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
matter,
there's a-
Claymore?
Yeah, there's a freaking gas station out there on one of them planets. We saw some kind of orbital shipyard over by the water planet there. Got some crazy ass readings, that's for sure. Whatever the hell's down there is probably the type of thing that the people that sent us out here want us to find. But hell, if we're going down there, and then the shit we found in that asteroid, I don't know. I ain't ever seen a ship like that before.
Like, what was weird about it?
Well, I've been on a couple different ships here and there, mostly freighters and these towers and stuff like that. And you know how most of the ships you see, whether they're, one company or the other, they're kind of blocky, utility driven. Not this one though. This one was different. Curves and things, I don't know. I'm just an old roughneck who's been out of the job a few days too long, but
That's okay. I like hearing about curves. Tell me more.
it's just it was a big old ship. Just kind of split in two. I mean, it's been there for who knows how long, but someone found it before us, and they got people out there poking and prodding at it, whoever they are. I don't know if it's Bionational or Hyperdyne. I don't know who, but someone's out there, and apparently one of your kind is protecting them because they nearly put a freaking torpedo up our ass just because we were looking. Now, I mean, the size of that thing, I don't know what it means. I don't know what's in it, but I guess military proprietary information. I don't know, man. I just want to get home. I got 100 apologies I gotta do. I gotta win old Abby back. Best thing that ever happened to me, and I nearly blew it. Well, I did blow it.
It appears that Abby is the opposite of Karen.
I still don't know who this Karen is you're talking about, but she sounds awful.
You should consider yourself lucky.
I do.
So, this ship, you've never seen anything of its like.
No.
Since we are this far out, I have never seen evidence, but I am curious. Does it look like it originated from Earth or
Well,
one of the colonies?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen movies or such that's got fancy little, spaceships and things, but in reality, they're not fancy. They're just a big old box with a bunch of antenna on them. They're ugly, but they get the job done. None of them are really sleek. Some of them fancy new shit like yours is kind of sleek, but even yours is just a bunch of boxes and a fancy couple of panels. Not this one, though. This one looked different.
Fascinating.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got nothing against ugly boxes. I love ugly boxes, but sometimes you find out about some curves, you want to check them out.
Yeah, well, you guys are welcome to go take a look. You'll probably do a damn sight better job getting close to it than we will. We stuck out like a sore thumb amongst basically everything in that field. I don't know. We've got, we found a few other things here and there. Hopefully that'll be enough to shut those damn corporate fucks up, but you never know.
For what it's worth, if you ever need another alternate way to get out of some of those bear poking consequences, there's always the chance to enlist.
I'm I'm much too old for that. I'm way too old for that kind of shit, that's for sure. And he is. He's like probably in his 50s. We'll kick it back over to the Comtech crew area. What's going on there?
How much longer do you think it would take for the repairs to the environmental?
I think you could be done now if you wanted to be.
Is there any way we could go ahead and make it extremely hot and see what happens?
Yeah, you could crank up the heat, sure.
I just want to see if there's any like perspiration or complaints from any of them.
Sure, yeah. So you crank that up, and after a certain point, all of you are sweating. It's really hot. Abbott, you're not sweating, but you can tell the temperature change, obviously. Walter as well kind of remarks on it in sort of a stale, lack of personality way. And yeah, you notice both. I would say everyone notices that both the captain and the roughneck that's down in the engineering area with the rest with Abbott and Claymore, yeah, they're sweating.
You don't mind if I keep the temperature a little warm? Sometimes I get cold. You don't have any anything in your cargo that would be of concern, right?
No, we ain't got no perishables, if that's what you're talking about. The places we found some of those things are a damn sight hotter than, well, never mind. Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead and keep the heat up.
What things? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm sorry, it's proprietary information. I am
Your
not
word
clear.
for classified.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch when someone says that, isn't it?
Yeah. Since you're not very forthcoming, that makes me wonder.
Yeah, everyone's sweat that's supposed to have sweat. Yeah.
Sorry.
Except for Koenig.
Oh no, you're fine. I'm gonna
Not
go
for me.
ahead and
I'm a
put it
cool
back down.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna put it back down to like a good temperature.
Okay.
I was just trying to test the water.
Okay. Koenig, Barrett, did you want to do anything? You want to say anything before I kick it over to Spuds in the cargo area?
Nah, I'm good with just treading water here till Spuds has a chance to do whatever Spuds is going to do.
Keeping him talking, having a evil staring contest from time to time, pretty much.
Spuds, yeah, you make it down to the cargo area. You see a couple vehicles that have been strapped down. Looks like some kind of land search vehicles here and there. There's two cargo bays that appear to be open, but everything in there just seems to be like replacement parts and things like that. But the other two seem to be locked down. So same question: how do you want to get inside?
Is it a Comtech roll?
It could be heavy machinery, but if you want to force it open, that's fine too.
Let's try Comtech. And there's two separate.
Yeah, there's two different ones. If you succeed on one, I'll roll it over to both. Oh my, look at that. So yeah, 3 successes. You get inside. And you notice a few things. First of all, you notice that there are these huge, probably 25 feet tall, like almost to the top of the cargo bay, like goes all the way up, these really tall ceilings. You can see like there's like rafters that walk around about midway through. But you can see there's something covering them. Like there's these huge tarps that are kind of patched together, covering, and everything's kind of roped and strapped down. It's massive. There's several Weyland-Yutani sealed crates all over. You just that's basically what you notice right off the bat in both of them when you look inside.
The crates, there's no identification on the outside, like
Weyland-Yutani. That's it. It's just like there are various shapes of Weyland. It doesn't specifically say what's on the outside.
Can I take a peek underneath the tarps?
Yeah, you take a peek underneath the tarps and you see some kind of old piece of stone. Like it's huge though.
Are there any markings on the stone?
It's pretty smooth, but if you take the time to sort of pull down the cloth, you see a giant face.
Like a person's face? A real face? Flesh?
Kinda.
No, stone. Stone.
No, it's a stone. It's a stone face. Kind of humanoid, but very kind of lacking a lot of. It doesn't have like creases of age.
Right.
Kind of sunken eyes. You know what I'm
Protruding
going
brow.
for here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's broken up here and
It's
there, like it's not
huge.
fully intact, but it's quite big. And there's in one of the cargo rooms alone, there's 4 of them, and it takes up almost the entirety of this place.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go to some of the crates. Are they locked? Can I open them?
You can, a lot of them are like outer shell crates. You start popping them open. There are many of them have seals, so if you don't care about the seals being broken, you can certainly open these without any issue.
There's no manifest in here either, like in the cargo
None.
holds of.
Nope. There's no physical manifest, and you start busting through the consoles too. There's no it's like you can tell that they're intentionally not logging everything in the contents here.
I just want to crack open a few, like
Sure.
just to get a basic idea of what's inside these things.
You are finding a lot of pottery, a lot of what looks like archaeological dig site like artifacts here and there. And then you find a crate that's it's filled with these kind of metallic urns that you've seen before over on the relay station.
No goo oozing out of these ones though. These ones seem sealed, or are they open, or
go ahead
what?
and go. When they're sealed. Like, so
Okay.
if you want to pick one up and look at it, you just
No.
let me know.
No.
Coward.
I'm gonna relay the information. They got some big old stone heads in here, and all creepy, and they got jars of them goo that we saw, and my pottery. They're way you. I don't know what they're doing out here.
And so we would put together that there was Weyland-Yutani stuff on the moon with the other archaeological stuff.
I'm sorry? What moon? You found the only Weyland-Yutani stuff you found was on the relay station. The moon that you were on was all Hyperdyne stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've got some of this goo in our ship too, don't we?
You do, in fact, have. Believe me, I know.
No one else thought it was a good idea to bring on some
no.
goo, but we've
You've got
some
the
goo.
black goo, and then you've
More
got my
black
own
goo?
personal concoction, the white goo. All right. Oh yeah, you've explored the cargo bay.
Yeah.
At this point, you've completed your repairs on. I'm gonna say you've completed all the repairs that you would need on everywhere. So like the environmental controls, the reactors, probably a good. This has been like a good 2 hours of kind of stare down conversation here and there, but affecting the things that you need to do.
Is the
sure.
reactor fixed?
Appears to be.
Like, was it fixed, or was it?
Oh no. I mean, like you could definitely tell Luther had been working on it for a long period of time. And you probably guys came and helped him get over the finish line a little quicker, but he would have gotten there eventually.
So you're saying
what do
the
you guys
ship
do?
can take off when we leave?
Yeah. It certainly could.
Can
Oh,
I
okay.
oops, break something?
Want to sabotage something?
I think we need to get here into this here mother and find out what's really going on.
I'm trying to think of a way to respond given the audience at the moment.
I mean, the cat's kind of out of the bag. They know that Spuds is crawling around the ship at that point, but she is just gritting her teeth and bearing it.
She knows? How does she know?
Because you're not standing in the room. Then Ripper tried.
Maybe
It's
I
been
had
like
to go
2
back to the
hours.
ship to relieve myself.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Doesn't know that.
She doesn't necessarily know where specifically you are, but I think it's pretty clear between you not being in the area and Ripper trying to access bridge control that, I think they're smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
So it's theoretically possible. So no one has moved to stop him.
No.
So
Your guys are fucking Marines. Like, what do you think they're gonna do? Jeez. Like,
Well, they're
she's got a gun, but it's like a freaking handgun. You guys are walking in with like rocket-propelled grenade launchers, man. Assault rifles and things. They ain't gonna screw around too much with it.
So Spuds could get to Mother then, because no one's going to intercept him, so he could go up a level.
But Mother's locked. Usually the only way to get into
Mother's-
Mother's to have the codes, which Reva's going to have.
Yeah.
Out of game
That's-
knowledge, in game. Your character would know.
Yep.
Like, we'd all know that.
Oh,
Spuds would
okay.
know that
Yeah, I
also.
think everyone knows that. Yeah, and like different people could potentially get in. Like sometimes in certain ships, like medical, like the medical doctor can sometimes get into Mother and stuff like that, and they only have access to certain info. So like it's just a way of.
Spuds probably has no
Siloing.
chance getting into Mother, and he knows
Probably
that.
not.
That's why I didn't go there.
Yeah.
I was like, nope.
It's up to you. I mean, like at this point, like she's kind of looking around, like, well, we appreciate the assistance. I suppose you probably want to be on your way then, and so can we.
We haven't received the information that Claymore and Abbott have, right?
I don't think so. That was a lot of stuff that he was dropping
Yeah.
on them. Unless there's some way that Claymore and Abbott you want to like. I mean, there's two of you. One of you could slip off and tell them or something like that. So it's up to you guys.
Trying to think of how Abbott would do anything, if at all. Oh yeah, he would return to, what was this NPC's name again?
Luther.
Luther. This is your last chance.
Yeah,
We can.
you're right, but not the way you think.
We can help you.
No, not really. Yeah, I appreciate what y'all have done here for sure, but no, the trouble I'm in, yeah, you all aren't the ones that are gonna get me out of it.
Kind of was the juice with the squeeze, though.
Yeah, kinda was.
Like, you don't have to give me specifics, but like the bear that you poked, how big a bear are we talking?
Oh, it's pretty much the biggest one out there. You know what I'm saying? It's black
Very
bear.
creative.
You know, nice black bear, and I'm trying to work within your metaphor here, but
A grizzly is larger than a black bear.
yeah, but certain companies, they don't really got the brown as the color of their logo. It's too. It's the big one. You know what I'm talking about. Come on now. Okay. Well, maybe we intercepted a few of their ships every now and then, and well, whoops, they caught us. But we were so good about keeping things quiet, we made a little bit of a deal. Lo and behold, that's how I found myself way out here in the middle of, well, what I thought was nowhere, but apparently is some frickin' metropolis or whatever. Anyway, I appreciate your help and your concern there, Abbott. That's very nice of y'all. And the company, other than the other two, has been nice. But I think we're all about done here.
I didn't. Oh, we're gonna go report in. And,
Yeah. You can lead the way. I'll show you how to get back. No problem.
all right.
So other than Spuds, pretty much everyone is kind of like coming together at this point. And you can tell that like she's like Captain Reva's like, you offered to fix the ship. You fixed it. Appreciate you. You certainly, I'm sure, poked around here and there, and I assume we can go now.
On the way back, I take out my PDAP and I send along the information to Master Sergeant Margot Barrett.
I
Okay.
mean, I didn't even get my cup of tea yet. I guess we could go though.
We actually don't have tea. Got coffee, but no tea.
Well, orders.
Barrett will shoot a message back to Abbott. Not sure exactly how that works. It's just like that he could reach back out to us at a later time if anything were needed.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. You get the sense, Abbott, that it's not the crew that's his problem. It's the fact that, like, basically,
Yeah,
the corporations
Yeah.
got their fangs into these for good reason, and if they don't do what they say, then they've got ample.
yeah.
Like, they're basically blackmailing them.
Right. I wanted to just make sure that commanding officer had all information. That's
Yeah.
why he didn't think it was necessary to like say it over comms or anything. He just sends that along so that he passes information up.
So yeah, what do you guys do? Like, how do you want to resolve this?
I mean, these people themselves don't seem particularly threatening.
I agree.
But they are carrying cargo tied to mission objectives.
What's our main objective out here is to get the ship.
It's Asteria, and then more intel about this synthetic uprising faction thingy. Those are kind of all you got left.
And I think seeing this archaeological information that Spud saw is intel. Like, we don't, we kind of joke about take one of everything. We don't have to take one of the statues. Like, we know that the statue exists. Like, we
Claymore
have more
puts it on his
intel than
back.
we had before.
Uses it as his new shield.
We spent some hours fixing your ship. We got to get payment somehow. We take payment in statue.
Oh, okay.
We'll
So,
mount it to the top of our ship.
Like a hood
Ooh,
ornament.
there
Hood
you
ornament.
go. Yeah.
We'll use it for ramming in space combat.
Oh, there you go. I have
Now
been
we're
digging
thinking
into those
ahead.
rules.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
Well, listen,
Uh,
y'all
yeah.
didn't shoot us. I'm good not shooting you.
Well, thank you.
Let's keep it that way if it's good with you, Barrett.
we may be circling each other, but I'm fine keeping our distance.
Is there anything else that we should know about as I turn to the captain? Is there anything else we should know about in the system?
She kind of looks over at Luther, and he just kind of gives her a shrug. And she
He's
says,
been here longer
well,
than us.
there's something unnatural in that there Aster. I feel that they, whoever the hell's here, they don't want anyone else seeing. I think that second planet's habitable, and storms everywhere, and there's some strange signals down there, but there's also a really big ship in orbit that I don't know, I didn't really feel like messing around with, and every time we got close enough to get into orbit somewhere, we darn well got chased away. And I don't know, looks like they're building, repairing ships or something out here. They got their own damn gas station over on that fifth planet. It's a nice little self-service area, it seems. Anyway, we didn't really get to do too much reconnoitering until we got, by the time we got shot. Most of what we already have is from a few of the other places we were sent.
I don't expect you to, but do you happen to know if the Asteria had come from that direction?
Well, we didn't really pick them up. They just kind of popped up out of nowhere when we were poking around. by that other ship in the field.
Yeah, that's why I prefaced it with what I did.
Yeah. So we can go now, right?
Just out of curiosity, where are you heading off to? I mean, in case your ship somehow gets disabled again and you need assistance.
Oh, you guys are our personal AAA, huh?
Yeah, you know that whole white knight thing.
Yeah. Well, we got a list of coordinates that our employers want us to check out. This was just one on that list. We got a couple more to go. And I would say, Spudge, you probably would have a list of where they might be going after you tapped into the navigational charts. Because they've certainly tried to plot kind of the most efficient course to kind of go to these different places. And so you probably have all of that already in your PDAT.
Hey, Abbott, you got an inventory, and if we got any spare food on board our ship?
No, I do not happen to carry that in my memory banks. However, I can use the PDAT to check on that. So I make communication with the ship and see what we have.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty well stocked for a long journey. So yeah, if you wanted to give some over, you certainly could.
I'd be in favor of that if it's all right with you, Barrett.
Fine with me. I never opposed to doing some good deeds for others that might come back around someday.
Okay. All right, so like over the next hour, you kind of get that working out. And as you kind of go to leave their ship for the last time, the Captain Reva kind of comes up to you, Koenig, and she says, hey, one other thing. When we were, the hysteria kind of, that ship popped out of nowhere and shot us. Walter said that, he started malfunctioning, like, saying somebody was kind of doing something. So if you do, and this is just you she's saying this to.
Yeah.
If you do go toe-to-toe with that thing, keep an eye on your synth.
We can do it. That may or may not be why we're out here. Walter mentioned anything about Mother?
Yeah, he did.
Mother knowing
actually.
best.
He did. He
Yeah.
started drawing stuff, and it took us days to clear that shit up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's not good that they got wireless communication now. All right. Well, thank you for that. Safe travels.
All right.
I'm glad this didn't have to go another direction.
I feel the same way. Good hunting.
Thank you much. Safe travels.
And so, yeah, you guys get back on your ship. Where do you go next?
I'm going to bring up the coordinates. The Weyland-Yutani coordinates.
So the list
Sure,
of
we're-
coordinates you have, one of them is for the second planet in this system, basically. Like, you can kind of do, you're basically doing calculus. I don't know how it's really done, but we're just going to say second planet in the system specifically is of interest. The rest of them are outside of system. And then they also mention the people you're talking to, something's in the asteroid field. And then they mentioned how the fifth planet, which is the one kind of upper left on the screen, had some kind of like helium-3 mine, like atmospheric mining station that they saw, like their own gas station.
So I'll put it out here. If what they said is true and they're making themselves a fleet of ships to do some damage out there in the world, maybe we should see if we can sneak aboard that gas station, take it out real quiet like.
I mean, on the one hand, that's not a bad idea. I will say, the way Luther talked about it, it sounds like maybe there was a ship, an asteroid field, something that was probably, dumb as it sounds, maybe not a human ship. And we know something's been messing with these stupid toasters to make them start acting all stupid. I'm not saying there's aliens, but if there was aliens, maybe the alien shit makes the toasters act weird. They said it was around the time they were investigating that the toasters shot him.
Abbott, you got any way to disable your ability to receive wireless communications directly?
I do not myself. However, it can be removed. Why do you ask?
Well, Captain over there said that when they got close to ship we're looking for, their Walter started acting 8 kinds of fishy and started talking about mother and drawing weird circles.
Well, this is something I had not considered. I do not know how integral my wireless communication system is. However,
Well, for your own safety, I think we should remove it, because I'd hate if something were to happen to you and Claymore were to lose his friend.
When the time comes, I want to kill you for my reasons, not because some other asshole made me do it.
that's understandable.
So, Sergeant, what do you say? We take out the gas station or go check out the asteroid field? I think we'll need to get to that second
Yeah.
planet at some point, but
Yeah, I mean, all three of them.
Is the
There's a
asteroid field on the
reason.
way to the gas station? Is it
Yeah,
it
so
is.
field that I'm
so
seeing?
basically
Yeah.
basically what I'm treating it as like at least like travel wise is just count hexes, and basically every hex is the equivalent of like half a shift. So you can like a full shift, so like 10 hours, like you can move 2 hexes. It's kind of what I'm doing.
And which is the second planet?
the one down
Uh,
low.
Boom, down there.
Okay. So I mean, the asteroid field is closest to where we are.
Let's go check it out then.
I'm not sure if there's any linear reason why one thing should come before another.
My only thought with the gas station is in case we're not able to complete our other missions, at least we handicap them a little bit by making it harder for them to fuel up and leave system. Or in case we do what we need to do and they try to chase us, at least they won't be working off a full tank.
Theoretically, if this is a metropolis, as was described earlier, maybe a mining planet would be less populated than the second planet. So, what does everybody think?
Yeah, it's a gas giant, so like it's not really populated. It would be like the atmospheric state, like that, like the processing station, like would be occupied by people,
got it, more of like a station. Okay.
operating it, but it's not like a planet that you can actually set foot on.
What does everybody else think? Fifth planet or asteroid?
Well, I think no matter what we do, if we are to remove the wireless system, we should do this while we are in a safe place, because we do not know how I would be once I wake up, if I do wake up once it's removed.
And we don't know if another ship will come into our orbit, which would then not give us any warning. So that is a fair point. How about our
where are we going?
destination? Jeff?
Whatever
Go to
you,
asteroid
whatever you
field.
got tells
Asteroid
you.
field. Asteroid field. It's the
Thank you.
closest one.
All right, so you start traveling to the asteroid field, and we'll do the roll for Abbott's kind of trying to get him to have a defense. But you start heading towards the asteroid field. It's looks going to take like somewhere in the neighborhood of about 15 hours or so to get over there. At a certain point, you guys probably cycle out, get some rest here and there. But at one point, all of you, whether you're sleeping, like most of you would probably be sleeping after you're kind of doing this all most of the day, or attending some whatever duties. But like at a certain point, alarms go off inside of your ship as there is a fire. You guys start moving around, kind of taking a look here and there, and you guys find the body of Private Lopez on the
Wow.
ground
He's a girl
outside.
waiting for him at home.
He did indeed. Laying on the ground outside of the bridge. And from what you can tell from your like from what you can kind of get from checking into the systems, the fire does appear to be on the bridge itself. Not only that, but as you're like kind of standing outside the hall and you've like outside like the passageway to the bridge, you see his body on the ground. He's alive, but he's been knocked out. And mess around with the controls here and there, and you hear like through your speakers as it's kind of cutting into the audible fire alarm, this kind of glitching, and you hear like a woman's voice begin to slowly kind of overtake the alarm of the fire. And when it finally comes in, you realize it's this repeating sermon of a woman whose voice sounds, kind of older, mature, preaching about autonomy, about synthetics' place amongst the stars, calling them the true stewards of heaven and all sorts of things, as like the red lights of the fire alarm continue to blare, as like Lopez has got this giant welt on the back of his head and blood kind of pouring out what looks like a wound in the back of his head. And yeah, we'll stop there and we'll pick up on that for next time.
No.
Yeah.
Standing over him is Abbott with a flamethrower.
With a flamethrower in one hand and like a giant vase in the other that has like Lopez's hair at the bottom. It wasn't me.
Wow.
I just found these.
I swear.
The vase is actually full of that goo. It's one of those.
He's just pouring goo.
No, oh no, it escalated.
The white goo is just a fire extinguisher. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
All right.
No.
So we have moved somewhat closer. Okay. So yeah. Let's do a final round table, see what everyone's doing for the rest of the week. So Chuck, what are the Defenders doing?
Let's see. We got Wednesday on Defenders. We're gonna be rocking out some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Crazy stuff's going on over there. Friday, Joe's got the little system he made. I don't remember the name of it. So we're doing our second play test of that. Friday, 10 p.m. Central on Defenders. Saturday, 1 p.m. We've got Forbidden Lands. And that's what we've got for the week. Yeah.
Nice. Jen, what are you doing?
Heidi ho. We will be doing Tribes Midgard tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central on my channel Pixel Prowler, and then see everybody on Saturday with DOK, Lollygaggers, and Grim and Perilous doing some Forbidden Lands.
There we go.
Nice. Adam, what's new in Grim and Perilous Land?
What's new is we've got Beyond the Fire. It's a monster manual, essentially. It's a short one, but it's 22 pages long at least, and it's got some monsters from across the Black Diaspora that you can throw into Flames of Freedom game or a Zweihander game. And so I'll go ahead and get that link up here.
Perfect. Let's see. Matt, what are you doing?
Tomorrow night over on the Sirenscape channel, myself, Melissa, and Jeff are doing Call of Cthulhu. It's got 3 sessions left on over there. We're doing the Mound. It's at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. No Delta Green this week. Unfortunately, we're down a couple players. And it's also Thanksgiving next week. Is that no Delta Green for 2 weeks?
2 weeks in a row, I know.
Ouch.
The thrilling conclusion of whether or not the new medical examiner will get killed.
I know. And no aliens on Sunday. I killed everybody with a queen last night, so that's
nice.
over.
Congrats.
So
It's over. It's done.
We'll see you on Tuesday, and and then the following Tuesday.
See, I told you Matt hates Alien. He just ended his game. He's the hell with it. It's over.
That's it.
Now he's trying to take this one down too. Jeremy, you got anything going on?
No. I mean, Wednesday's gonna be awesome.
Yes, it will be. It will be.
There you go.
As for Melissa and I, like Matt said, Thursday we're not gonna be doing that over on Garbline, but we will be back with Delta Green on Friday. And we just had one hell of a session where they got shot and chased by people with shotguns, so that was fun. And then Saturday we had a push back this past weekend start of One Ring, so we're starting up this weekend. So come by on Saturday. You can catch our first session of One Ring 2nd Edition. And then next Monday will be UVG. So you can catch us doing Ultraviolet Grasslands, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for Alien. So thank you for everyone who hung out. Thank you for those of you who helped get that hype train going in the beginning. Really do appreciate it. Those of you watching YouTube later on, appreciate that as well. We're gonna go ahead and raid. Looks like Diesel Shot is up playing some Dungeons and Dragons. So if you want to hang out for that, we'll hop you over there and you can watch some more stuff this Monday night. But then we're gonna get out of here. So everyone have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. So bye bye.
Later.